Good morning, everybody. I am doing today's podcast in my car because it is so incredibly muddy outside. It has been raining, I feel like, for the past week. So it's just really dirty, and I didn't want to bring my chair out to the nice, beautiful view and get it all muddy because I have to bring it back in the house. So this week, we're going to be thoughts in my car, vehicle thoughts, auto thoughts. I feel like my brain is always on auto thought. Anywho, if you are new here, welcome to the Club of for Learning and for Healing. I am your host, the real Mel B, and this is the Thought Daughter podcast. Today, I wanted to talk about one of the more important lessons that I have learned in my entire life, and that is the art of not giving a fuck. That is probably, I think, my saving grace, the number one lesson that was the first thing I had to learn when I first started my healing journey, and was the most detrimental. I feel like if I did not learn the art of not giving a fuck so early on and I did not really digest it, I feel like I would not be the person that I am today. I kind of damn near feel like it's part of my personal brand almost. I feel like when it comes to my friends and people that know me, one of the first things that is always said about me is how I'm just very I don't give a fuck. I'm very confident and I don't care about what people think or say about me or my life. But believe me when I say this, and it might be hard for some people to believe, but I was not always like that. And when I tell you it was so bad, I gave too much of a fuck, actually. It was definitely the result of a lot of things that I went through in my childhood. And that's why I was super people pleasing for a very long time. I was either people pleasing or I was definitely too afraid to actually go and live my authentic life because I was too busy worried about what other people would think about me. And I remember very nearly after, I think maybe a month or two after, I had fully moved out. And I was 18, I was in the world, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but I was like, I'm gonna go live my most authentic life. But how the fuck do I do that? Someone looked at me and literally said, you have to just not give a fuck. You will not be able to free yourself of your childhood and the things that you went through until you learn how to not give a fuck. You will never be able to live your most authentic life. And before I deep dive into what that meant and what that did for me over the years, I want to say that that statement alone is something that I will die on that hill about. And you guys need to understand that. You will never, and I mean never, be able to live your most authentic life if you are too busy giving a fuck about what other people are going to say about you living your life. Period, point blank. You won't be able to step into your most authentic self because you will be too busy occupying your mind on the thoughts of other people, what other people are going to say about you starting, what other people are going to say about you trying, etc. And when that person said that to me, it took me like a couple of days, but I really digested it. And I understand it to be the absolute truth. And I started reading a lot more on the whole basic art of not giving a fuck. And I realized how much that reigned truth in my life, but how much that reigns truth in so many other people's lives, because you will be surprised how many people that I know that do not live their most authentic lives because they're too worried and too busy giving a fuck about what other people say about their lives. They're too scared to live their own life. And that's crazy to me because it's our life and you only get one to live. Do you really want to waste it caring about other people's opinions on it? You get one life and then that's it. Do you really want to give all of your time being too caught up and worried about what other people are going to say about you living your most authentic life? Hell no. I personally don't have time. I don't know about y'all, but there's no room on my schedule for that, and I don't think there ever will be. But the way that had helped me immensely, I don't even know how to measure into words how astronomically that lesson alone helped me. If I had learned nothing else, that lesson I am glad I fucking learned. It took me a while. I had to take baby steps. Do not get it twisted. Baby steps were fucking made because it was fucking hard for me at the beginning to really not only like digested it, but to implement that, to actually start to live it. That's what made it a little bit harder. And I just started over time wearing the hair that I wanted. And I just stopped giving a fuck about what people were going to say about the colors, the styles, etc. And I just started wearing what I wanted. I started buying the clothes that I wanted. I started to deep dive into what kind of style do I like? What kind of colors? What kind of silhouettes? Different things like that. I did the same thing with my career. What do I want to do? Because I say this all the time, depending on how long you guys have been following me. I did not think my life was going to continue past 16 years old. I did not plan on my life continuing past 16 years old. And here I am sitting here at 3 years old. When I tell you, after I realized I would give life one more try, I did not know what I wanted to do at all with my life. I'm sitting there at 17 and I'm like, I didn't think I'd get this far, so what the fuck do I do now? When I tell you I had fully planned to not be here past 16 years old, I didn't even plan a career, life goals, or dreams because I was like, what's the point? I'm literally not gonna be here. And we see that didn't work out. So I was like, well, if I'm going to give life one more shot, I guess I should probably figure out what do I want to do with the life that I'm giving one more chance. And again, that whole people pleasing and being worried about what other people were going to say about me aspect is what kept me in denial of what I wanted to do with my life for so long and opened doors to even more struggles. But then eventually I was like, fuck it with that. I'm gonna go live my most authentic life. I'm gonna go do what I wanted to do, right? And I dropped out of college. I probably sound like such a bad example. Actually, no, I think I'm a great example because I'm a risk taker and I'm proof that if you work your ass off, it can fucking work. But I dropped out of college after having an academic full ride. I surrendered my scholarship because one, let me say this, we need some context. One, I never wanted to go to college. I was peer pressured into going to college by other people. And my brother, my older brother, love him, was the only one that did not peer pressure me, but he did have a good point and he told me go try college for a semester because it'll be free. And if you absolutely hate it, I totally get it, but at least go try it because you might like it. And I was like, fuck, you're right. So that's the adult Pro Max, the trusted adult. So I usually take his advice. So I went ahead and I tried it for a semester and I did not like it. Y'all, college had me even more depressed, even more stressed. Do you hear me? I did not like college. And it was nothing against the college. It was nothing against my professors. Let me say that. It just was not for me. I didn't want a degree. The career that I had started to develop in my head did not require a degree. You don't need a degree to be a model. You don't really need a degree to be a fashion designer. You can go to fashion school, but I had taken sewing lessons when I was in the 8th grade, and you can look up damn near all the information from the college online about fashion and fashion history. So I was like, I don't really need a degree to do the career I want, and I don't want to waste the school's time, I don't want to waste the professor's time, and I don't want to waste my time, because if I'm living in my most authentic self, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and in a good way. So I dropped out of college. I was like, you know what, this just isn't for me, and if anything, this is holding me back. And I actually do not ever regret dropping out of college, because it gave me the opportunity to start earlier on in my career than it would have if I just stayed in college and then started my career after I graduated. Because now at 23, I think people my age get out of college around 22, 23 if you only do the first 4 years. I would just now be starting my career. That's insane to think about. I am 4 years down the hatch or something, 3-4 years, and I would be starting my career right now if I never dropped out of college. That is insane. And I've made so much progress in the last 4 years. So I'm like, oh, hell no. The fact that I would be at the beginning right now, that's insane. So living in my most authentic truth was definitely, I'm gonna drop out of college. And I remember I told my brother one day, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to model, I want to be a designer, and I don't want to be in college. And I remember he looked at me, we were on the phone, but he said to me, well, just don't waste your life away, but if that's what you want to do. And I'm like, that's great advice, actually, because I won't be wasting my life away. And now we're in this present day, and my brother is always telling me how proud he is of me. And it's crazy to think about how if I never dropped out of college, I wouldn't even be where I'm at today. It's so insane. And the art of not giving a fuck and living in my most authentic self was the only reason that I was able to have the confidence and the strength to do that, even when the odds were stacked against me, because my school counselor, my parents, everybody was peer pressuring me into going to college and to doing college the full 4 years and getting the most out of my full ride. And I say peer pressure because I had constantly stated that I didn't want to go and it just didn't matter to anybody. And what's so incredibly funny too is by dropping out of college, I was actually able to get a job as a publicist for a little while, which actually exposed me to the amount of work that goes into the industry like that. And it taught me how to network and how to speak at business and networking events. So I actually ended up going right into the career field I wanted to, and was able to start getting experience on what it was going to be like when I was going to start doing my own thing. So it actually ended up working out for the best that I ended up dropping out of college. The art of not giving a fuck is also the reason why I had the confidence to even start my career. Posting on social media, becoming a model. I wish y'all saw. Sometimes I wish I did have my YouTube at the beginning of my career, because y'all, it was definitely, a time was had. And it was not bad. It was definitely like how things are when you start. It was a little rocky. I was also trying to free myself of a lot of harsh things in my life that was going on and harsh people. I definitely had people that were just straight up telling me, this is dumb, you're stupid. The fact that you think you're gonna start posting on social media and being a model is insane. You're wasting your time. I actually had someone that was quote unquote a friend, right? Not really a friend, constantly telling me that it was such a waste of time and irresponsible and stupid that I was playing model, and that I even thought I was gonna get anywhere with this, right? But again, that ability to deeply not give a fuck in my soul, to stop caring about what other people said or thought about me, gave me the confidence to keep going through all the adversities and negative things that I heard at the beginning of my career. It gave me the confidence and the strength to keep fucking going and to push through that no matter fucking what. And now I'm sitting here 3-4 years later, completely at a wonderful spot in my career. I get to live in my dream state. I get to do what I love every single day, and meeting so many amazing people doing it. It makes you wonder, where are the haters now? They always disappear, right? But I'm telling you guys, you literally have to stop caring. And I wish there was some magical piece of advice of, well, how do I stop caring, Mel? What do I have to do? One day, I just slowly took one thing at a time and I just stopped giving a fuck. I wish I had this magical to-do list to help. But that's really how it worked for me. And it might work for some of y'all too. But understand, I just took it one thing at a time. My hair. Well, let me just stop fucking caring. Someone says something about my hair, who fucking cares? And I just had to constantly condition myself, basically, into just being like, I don't care. And eventually, you actually stop caring. That saying that when they say, sometimes when, I don't want to say lie, right? But sometimes when you tell yourself something so much, you start to believe it. That was basically the method I used for not giving a fuck. I basically gaslit myself into not giving a fuck and telling myself I don't fucking care, even when I did, till eventually I actually stopped fucking caring, genuinely. And then when I realized that worked about small things in my hair, or maybe this type of colors that I want to wear, I started moving that on to bigger things. Well, I'm just gonna gaslight myself into not caring about what people say about me, and then eventually over time, when I tell y'all I don't give a flippity flying fuck about what people have to say about me or my life or my career. Y'all see this, right? This was gifted to me. This is a fuck to give, but I'm saving it for something important. So don't get it twisted, because I still don't have a fuck to give about what people have to say about my life. Let that be known. Let that be understood. But that's just what I needed to do to get to where I needed to be. That is what I needed to do to be able to fully understand what it's like to just not give a fuck. And that truly deeply saved me. That's what gave me the strength to be everything that I am today. The super confident, I don't give a fuck woman that I am today is solely because I learned that lesson. I really digested that in my soul. I really understood the depth of, this is my life. This is the only life I give to live. This is my life, and this is the only life that I get to live. And I will be damned if I spend and waste my life that I'm supposed to live worrying about other people. I will be damned if I waste all my energy giving it to other people because I'm just too busy worried about what other people think about my life. Who fucking cares? Genuinely, who the fuck cares? This is my life. They can go worry about their own life. And if they're too busy worried about yours, that shows them how miserable they are being so worried about everybody else and what they got going on. If you learn and take anything away from me today, please learn and understand that you need to not give a fuck. Capital N, capital G, A, capital F. I don't want to see any fucks given. Actually, for the rest of the year, stop it right now. If you haven't stopped already, stop it right the fuck now. I don't want to see y'all giving any more fucks out this year about shit that does not need to concern you. Don't give a fuck about what other people have to say about your career, your life. None of that. Stop giving a fuck. I always think about the fact that if I had not stopped caring about what other people said about me and my career and my life and just everything I do as a whole, I would not be living in the blessings and the dreams that I have today. And I say all these things because I want you guys to not only see that it's possible and see the benefit of what not giving a fuck can do for you, but I want you guys to be solely at peace. I want you guys to be able to enjoy your life. And you cannot really fully enjoy your life if you're constantly worried about what other people are going to say or do. That is all that I have for you guys today. Hopefully I did not make it long. Please check out the link in the description box below. That is where you're going to find all my other socials as well as the Thought Daughter podcast on Spotify. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and share this video with a friend who needs to hear it. Also, make sure to turn on those post notifications so you can get notified the next time I upload a video here. I love you guys so fucking much. Remember to stay cunty, make money, and ask lots of fucking questions. I will talk to you next time. Bye.